So, hello computer, and hello. This video is about how I think that there is how we need to make a new um, currency. You know, like you have Bitcoin, and I'm doing this with my one true desire watching me, so I can talk to her instead and do it the way that most people do interviews. If you're talking to somebody, well, the way that you're talking to somebody, but the other person doesn't have to say anything. Or having the other person there for you to talk to makes it easier to talk and explain stuff. Okay. So, um, um, what we're going to talk about today is about why we need a new currency. Okay. Now, we need a new currency um, to what is currency? Currency is something that adds value, something that you can exchange to keep the economy going and to know, how much stuff is valuable. And so, okay, so I have an idea about to make a new type of currency. But this currency doesn't have all of the same similarities as a regular currency. The similarities that it has with a regular currency is that you do valuations and appraisals on everything. And then you can use that to then decide how it will relate to actual real money. So what you do is you assign a judgment to a person, and then you say, okay, how much money are they worth, and then you let real currency take care of it. You don't pay them in this. It's called social credits. It's called social credits for now. So that's the new currency. You have dollars, euros, all these other currencies, and then you have these alternative currencies like Bitcoin and all this, like maybe like chips at the casino and stuff like that. So it's the same concept. So the reason that we need to do this is to rebalance, bring back to reality, um, or even allow a discussion um, having to do with like all these people in the real world get paid varying amounts of money, and and a lot of the time the amount of money people make doesn't reflect their positive contribution to the world. And so if you can make a new currency that reflects only their positive contribution to the world, then you can use that new currency to help the real currency align with it, kind of as like a guiding star, like a North Star, to try to chase after in lots of different ways. The most important is to just ask for money from where all of the extra money is, where there's too much money, the oligarchs. So what you do is you set up a website and you attach a certain value to yourself or value to the stuff that you do, and then you then ask for money showing that you have that value. It's kind of like a bargaining tool. Kind of like when you go to the job, some people ask you how much you're worth. So it's the same thing. You say how much you're worth to the oligarch. Okay, so here's how the currency works. What you do is you come up with a list of all of the different jobs that there are now, and then you attach a benefit to society currency. Number. I haven't totally thought this through, so I don't have all the examples. But for example, there's some jobs that you paid a lot that you don't hurt that you hurt the world, like you know, lawyers, certain types of lawyers, like corporate lawyer, um, and people in positions of power to use their power for the wrong way. Somebody maybe like a gambling casino owner, because gambling's bad for people, so they make money off of that. And you can even get a little bit more abstract. I know that one of the billionaires on the Forbes 400 list back in 2011, they were owners of storage containers. That's so you're making money off people's inability to get rid of their stuff. So if you make money off of the world getting a better place, you're worth more to the world. So then you can attach points to that. If you make money off destroying the world, like arms deals having to do with wars that don't even need to exist and just kill people, then and you make a lot of money, well then you can negate that. Even give negative. You can give negative money. And by giving a bunch of negative money or low money to people who have too much, then you can help the general agreement that we all have, our zeitgeist, to help push it in a different direction of the way we choose to spend money and do things. So what I want to do on my website is actually make a list. And the first step would choose every single job that there is and have one column show how much they really make now, and then have another column show how much they are really worth based on how much they're good to do the world. And if you wanted to get overboard, you could even do that for like every country or maybe a select countries. And so that's the first thing. And then the second thing you would do is then come up with new things that you can do that aren't actual jobs now, but should be jobs, like doing YouTube. Doing YouTube videos is a job, but the problem is that the idea is that everybody does YouTube and that everybody is evened out. This is the whole idea of making a new currency to help counteract wealth discrepancy. You have to recognize that you have to fix wealth discrepancy. So, oh shit, I lost my train of thought. You have you attach all of the different you attach new things that you can do, and then add money to it. That's where I was. So a lot of money, like my bike school. That's the best thing that I can think of. That you could be a positive influence on the world, but all the different ways that people volunteer, you can attach actual money to that, and all the abstract ways, and that's actually where the conversation would get really interesting, to try to figure out how much somebody who like volunteers at the homeless shelter or whatever. But the most important thing I think to make way to make money, the way to change the world is to make everybody smarter. I think the biggest problem with the world, obviously the biggest real problem with the world would be losing all our resources and polluting our world to a point where it can't take care of us, and we all can't take care of the population, so we fight each other for resources. And oh man, I'm getting really close to losing my train of thought. But obviously the world dying is bad, but the best way to keep the world from dying, because a lot of people aren't smart enough to know that, so you have to make them smart enough. The most important thing is to make sure people are smart. So and also that's the best way to thing to ask people to do is to become smart, because people have all kinds of biases. If you're going to tell somebody, oh, volunteer, or oh, just work, don't try to rip everybody off, or just do this job. That's abstract stuff. And some people could not agree with you. But one thing that everybody can agree on is that we should all be smarter. So we should all be smarter. So how do we become smarter? Well, by studying. So what we need to do is attach value to people by doing things for themselves. Okay, not getting a degree, having to do with education. So if you do a certain this is what I was trying to get at. Okay. Yeah, so you can't realistically expect people to make money off YouTube, because the idea is that everybody's smarter, and you need everybody to be smarter, so you need everybody to be uploading videos to YouTube. Okay, you can't have one person. The way that it is now, a select few, and then they have 1 million fucking subscribers, and then all the people who comment on their videos or subscribe to them don't even have a YouTube channel at all. Not a single one of my subscribers has a YouTube channel, like an actual YouTube channel. They're just anonymous. So if everybody had a YouTube channel, well, obviously we're all going to be smart, because we're all showing everybody what we know, like we're smart people, like we're all little, superstars. Especially now with our computers, you can make really good videos. They're powerful. You can make good, professionally done videos. So, but if everybody's going to be doing videos and everybody's kind of equalized, that means that, that means that if you get 10 videos, if you get 10 hits on your video, like you do a brilliant video, well processed, well produced, everything, and about something really good, like you're talking about the World War II and it's an hour long, and you get 10 hits, that should be good. People should be consider 10 hits as a total success, because how many videos of other people are you going to watch in a day? Especially not even an hour. I mean, if you do like if you do a 5-minute video and you get 10 hits, 10 times 5 is 50 minutes. Are you going to spend 50 minutes watching other people's video? Because you need to be looking at it like that. You need to be looking at people's videos the same number of minutes as people are looking at yours. If we're all doing videos, that's how it works mathematically, logic. So in order to make it like that, you have to encourage everybody to do videos. You have to do videos all the time, and you have to consider 10 hits for your video a success, and watch other people's videos. And so we can't expect to make money making videos. So how do you make money? Well, you attach value to your videos. You say this is how much money it's worth, okay? Because you can't actually make it with ads, because you're not getting the hits, but you're putting the information out. So you just say this is worth this much, and then you give the bill to the people who have too much. Now, in that particular example, it wouldn't really it doesn't translate exactly, because if everybody's doing a video, well, at that point, there's not going to be oligarchs anymore anyway. So if you're going to try to get the world to get it up to speed, then you should do videos that are intelligent, that make people more intelligent, and regardless of how many hits that you get, because you're trying to inject a certain good influence into the world. Okay, now it costs money to do this kind of stuff, like startup money. Took 400,000 people just to get those astronauts to the moon. So now this is like bike school. What I'm talking about is you just ride your bike and you do some education, listen to an audiobook about history, and then you come back and you talk about it and you put it on YouTube. And so your contribution to the world is your video. And so the more people who do that, the more educational videos are getting on the internet, which crowds out the less intelligent videos, like the videos of people who just want to do drama, who just want to, the alt-right, the left versus the right is left versus the right, mental masturbation, or videos where people are just talking nonsense, like like Taya Lopez talking about his five mentors who then help him start up all of his zillions of businesses, which buy him his 5 houses so he can throw the parties for the 500 people. Just talking vague stuff, talking money, and then everybody loves them. So there's too many of those videos, and they got too many subscribers, and they get too many hits. So if you flood YouTube with the ultimate highest brow videos, where every single video you do is a brilliant video about a historical or a scientific subject put forth in a way that is that encourages other people to do the same thing. That doesn't make people feel like you're different from them, and you're like if you do an overly produced video that's good, and then obviously it could just be a bunch of people who are working on a video. People never say how they do it, or and if they're spending all of their time making videos, you're not going to have any time doing other things. And it's not about spending all of your time making the most perfect video. It's about getting really smart and then showing how smart you are to the world, and then teaching the world certain facts that the world needs to know. And that's all. That's all it is. It's not. There's not goals. So if you attach a dollar sign to that, an actual dollar amount to different books and different amounts of time, then you can that gets the wheel going, and actually convincing the oligarchs that it's a good idea. Because the problem with oligarchs, they don't want to give people money because they think that, or not just oligarchs, people who have money, they think that if you just give somebody money, they'll lazy and they'll just take it, and then they just take. Kind of like the people who cheat shouldn't get paid. Like they think that people who just have money given to them are kind of the same as the people who rob bikes, or like attack people and mug people for their bicycles. And if you don't do anything about punishing them, then they'll just steal the bikes, and and all the good people lose the bikes, and all the bad people will have them. And it's not really. Oh shit! I forgot how I got to that. My brain. um, uh, yeah, it's not a zero-sum game. It's like nobody has to lose. You just give, and then somebody else gives back because they have extra, and you're giving to the world. So, but oh yeah, but if you attach a dollar sign to it, to everything that you do, and then you all the things that you teach, and then you share it, they'll have a reason to not think that you're just going to take the money because you're actually being proactive for yourself. So that's the new currency. It's called life merits. And so you can do you like make your website and you say I scored this much on like a history test. I have a history test idea, and that's worth this much. I did a video about this. That's worth this much. And then you can cite the all the different things that you got right in the video to help. Maybe you attach a dollar sign to each thing that you said, and uh, and so that's the new currency. And so that'll help people. You can go around with a T-shirt that says I'm worth 55,000 community credits because of this, and then you can kind of that gives you the license to kind of maybe start telling, doing YouTube videos and giving orders and commandments of your opinions because it's more important because you have more of these society credits. So then you can start doing like news shows and saying, we need to do this policy, this political policy, and and then use your personal credits that you have that you created for yourself as a reason why people should vote for you for governor or something like that. And then you don't even have to pay attention to the money. Like if somebody's like, oh yeah, well I have more money. Like they would even say they have more money. They wouldn't be able to argue with you if you're going up against somebody who's backed by a lot of money. You could just argue their point, and and they would really have the only advantage they would have is exposure. But if you're comparing somebody with exposure who's not actually saying anything, but somebody who's saying something all the time, smart people, the younger people who are coming up, are always going to go to the new person, the alternative. That's how you change the world, not by beating down people you don't like that are in power right now, but just by creating an alternative that's better, and then saying, okay, here we are. And so that's what the idea about the new currency is. Not saying, oh, take the money away from them, or like we should, make a law that makes teachers get paid more or whatever. You just go, no, this is what these people are made. This I'm worth this much, and then give it to me, oligarch, you know, and uh, and then maybe that'll give them an opportunity to maybe tell you why they don't want to give you the money, or them an opportunity for everybody to see that they don't even respond to you, which will make them remind everybody of like the Wizard of Oz and lose respect for them, and then they can lose money that way. But the best way to get the money out of the oligarchs is for them to willingly give it to you because they like you, and then they willingly bleed it out, and then they don't have more than us, and we had a smooth transition and no jolt, no fighting. Um, so yeah, you make them give it to you by making them like you, by attaching a high value to yourself, and saying that that's the real money, the real value of the money, and then maybe even go, explain how it got so screwed up and how much money is made, and then explain why, how it can change. Anyways, sorry if I didn't explain it all that well. I'm kind of tired, but that is my new currency. It's called Society Credits, and I'm going to make the website one of these days, and I'll actually list off, all this stuff as what it's worth, so people can live a life and they can go around and ride and say, you don't have to charge society for the ride because the ride's for you, but the ride helps you learn. So you come back and then you go, okay, here's my video, look at that video, and here's the money. So like, here's how many videos I did a month. Okay, anyways, I babble on enough. Peace out.